This episode of Potomac, y'all, it was all over the place. But one thing that stood out was this 403 activity yet again from Ashley Legs Open Darby. Let's talk about it.
Ready or not. Ready or not. Here I come. Can't hide. Gonna find you and then yo. Like a game of chess where I rest. No stress.
Guys, welcome to my channel. I am B. Renee, and this is B. Renee Says, where I talk about my life in the entertainment industry, as well as a working professional. And I also talk about reality TV, love, life, and everything in between. Be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell so you'll be notified of any video I drop. Now let's get into it. So we're back in the cars. We're on our way to the airport to get in a PJ, a private jet, to go off to Aspen. And they're talking about the Bobby conversation, checking with the children, someone watching the children, that conversation that started at the lunch table. I think they were at lunch. And they were at lunch. Monique spoke up for herself and basically said that she could speak to Angel privately or, one-on-one about her perspective, how she was feeling about that. Jazzy, who to me is Potomac's bone carrier, is carrying information back and forth. And then also commenting, with whoever she's having the conversation with. So, which is typical friend of thirsty behavior, because I just feel like she wants to be a main cast member, which is why she's being so messy. But I digress. So they make it to the airport. The ladies are loading onto the jet. This jet is very, very nice and very, very expensive. That's one of the things they used to do back in the day, the beginning of Housewives, is they would put price tags at the bottom of the screen of how much stuff costs and all that. Even last week, they touched on that about when they went shopping, I believe it was. Or it might have been this episode. You know what? I'm giving stuff away. Hold on. I'll be right back. So, yes, I was right. They do touch on that on this episode. And, y'all, I apologize for my voice. I am not under the weather, but I am hoarse. I was singing. I've been singing and performing a lot. So, I'm working on my throat. So, I apologize. I apologize for sounding so dry today, y'all. So they get on this jet, and Giselle goes in on Angel like as soon as they get seated, not even giving her a chance to speak. And I really actually felt kind of bad for Angel in this scene, because Giselle was like being super over, just over the top, talking over her, cutting her off. It was just a lot. And with Angel being an empath like I am, I kind of understand that. She admits she was wrong for not calling to check on the girls, but she immediately was, going into the mode of trying to fix things for them to make it more, the accommodations better from what they experienced. But I kind of agree with Giselle, too, in that it was a little too late. And, that is what I really cannot get with Angel on. So in her confessional, she's... in the confessionals, you would have to admit, these ladies, they talk their trash. Even the after shows, they go in on each other. They say shady things. And basically she was saying that they're privileged just to even be around her and be in her space and enjoy the things that she enjoys. And it's just something about the way she said it. It just gave me, oh gosh, okay, girl. Just very bougie, for lack of a better term. Yeah, that's how I would put it. So that's why, and she's done that all season, in her confessionals. But then when she's facing the ladies, it's a different story, which is why I cannot get with Angel all the way. It's like sometimes I want to like her, and then sometimes she gives me a reason not to, So yeah, this is the conversation that took place at the table about conversations that Monique wanted to have with Angel directly about watching the kids, and her asking Bobby for not necessarily permission, but checking with him as far as their schedule. And so they have this long conversation at the table, and Jazzy throws Tia under the bus, saying that she got invited to Angel's house by default. doesn't understand why, because definitely she was going to be in Angel's house, but she wasn't in Angel's house. So I'm not really sure why she came out the gate with that. Again, this is Jazzy doing what she needs to do to get her basically a champagne flute, in my opinion. So afterwards, she tries to apologize again, and they're wrapping up the lunch, and then Monique and Ashley have a conversation with her because Angel's in tears. Now, at this moment, I feel for her because, again, I get being an empath because I am definitely one myself, and I felt for her in this moment. I did appreciate Ashley and Monique circling back around to her to try to give her some kind of encouragement, because Giselle just don't care, child, and that's just obvious. And this is why Giselle cannot live down that mean girl mentality that she has, because that's what she does. This is her job, so it's like a performance. So it's not really her. So it's not authentic. Still don't understand why she's still there. She's probably just there for looks, which is really sad. But again, this is the entertainment industry. So there were a couple of things in this last scene that they wrapped up in Aspen, where they went shopping and they talked about how much they spent on some gifts. Most people bought stuff. Some people didn't. Monique didn't buy anything. Stacey didn't buy anything. But what really stood out, of course, was Mauricio, who is married to Kyle Richards of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. That is one of his hanging spots, is Aspen. He comes there a lot. So he's talking to the ladies. And, of course, hot in the pants Ashley, of course, is the first one. But Giselle did also say that if he wasn't married to Kyle, that she been done slept with the man. So, so this whole scene was just like really thirsty. It was kind of tacky, in my opinion. It was a whole lot going on. So they were trying to basically talking to him and flirting with him. And I think Angel asked him, has he ever done fly fishing? Of course he has, and he's talking about that. So, basically, in the end, as Mauricio is leaving, we've got Stacey and Ashley basically double teaming him, talking to him. Giselle comes and interrupts, cop block, some people say. Listen, I don't know, but she pulled them back. And the reason why she said she pulled them back, I agree with. It's tacky. He are all in that housewives world, in that circle. So it would be very tacky to do something of that nature. The last scene, we're talking about Giselle saying that they got a hotel at the Four Seasons, a suite at the Four Seasons, and they're wanting the ladies who were at Angel's house, including Angel, to come over for a sleepover. So that's where the episode ends, and that's where I'm going to wrap this video up. I am working on my second video. I had to do the double team work this week, y'all, because I have just been lazy last week. But I've got another video coming out for Potomac's. I think this is the season finale that is coming up, because they did just film the reunion. So that's all I got. Please sure to like, share, comment, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you'll know when I drop a video. And I will hear from you guys or see you guys in the next one. Bye.